Have you ever felt like life is whispering a secret to you? A nudge, a pattern, a coincidence too profound to ignore. What if I told you that these are not just accidents but signs that you may be chosen for something extraordinary? C.S. Lewis once said, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." This isn't just a comforting phrase, it's a truth that unveils itself in moments you least expect. Stay with me, because today we'll uncover the 7 signs that God might be opening doors for you, doors you never imagined possible. Think back to a time when everything felt too much to bear, when life seemed determined to knock you down at every turn. Maybe you were overlooked for that promotion, lost a close relationship, or found yourself questioning your very purpose. It's during these moments, when we're stripped of comfort and control, that the foundation for something greater is quietly being laid. Pain isn't just an obstacle, it's a chisel shaping you into someone who can handle the unimaginable blessings ahead. Now let's imagine this: you're standing in a vast library, shelves stacked to the ceiling, each book a story of someone's life. You see titles of triumph, heartbreak, redemption, and purpose. Your own story might feel like it's still in its darkest chapter. But here's the thing about stories: they always have turning points. And perhaps yours is closer than you think. You've probably felt it, a restlessness, a pull towards something greater that you can't quite explain. It's not just your imagination. The stirring in your soul is often how God signals that He's about to move in ways that defy human understanding. And the signs? They're subtle, almost like clues hidden in plain sight. But once you recognize them, they're impossible to ignore. Have you ever noticed that, just when you're on the verge of giving up, something or someone unexpected steps in? A message, a chance encounter, a breakthrough. These aren't random events, they're part of a divine strategy. You see, God's timing is never early, never late, it's always perfect. And when you align with His purpose, you begin to see the pieces of your life falling into place, forming a picture you never thought possible. What makes this journey so powerful is that it's not just about the signs or the blessings waiting for you. It's about who you're becoming along the way. God isn't just interested in opening doors, He's preparing you to walk through them with courage and wisdom. Every challenge you face, every tear you've shed, every battle you fought, it's all shaping you into someone who can carry the weight of what's coming next. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you'll not only recognize the signs, but understand why they were placed in your life at exactly the right time. Let's uncover the path together and discover what it truly means to be chosen. The idea of being chosen often feels distant, as if it applies to someone else, someone stronger, holier, or more prepared. But let me tell you a secret: the chosen ones rarely feel prepared. Their journeys are messy, their doubts loud, and their hearts often heavy. That's what makes their stories so relatable and powerful. When we look at the lives of those who've been chosen for extraordinary purposes, whether in scripture, history, or even our own communities, they all share one undeniable truth: they were ordinary people called to something extraordinary. And it didn't begin with certainty or clarity. It began with struggle. Think of C.S. Lewis himself. He wasn't born a literary giant or a spiritual guide. In fact, he spent much of his early life as an atheist, grappling with deep wounds from the loss of his mother and the horrors of war. But in those moments of pain, a foundation was being built. He would later write that pain insists upon being attended to. God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. It is His megaphone to rouse a deaf world. Lewis didn't stumble upon his purpose in the absence of hardship. It was through hardship that his calling became clear. Now let's take a step back and consider your life. How many moments of struggle have left you questioning everything? How many times have you cried out, asking why things are so difficult? What if those very struggles weren't signs of abandonment, but evidence of preparation? Like a master artist chiseling away at stone to reveal a masterpiece, God uses life's difficulties to refine and prepare us. The pain isn't pointless, it's purposeful. It shapes you for what's ahead. But why do some people seem to flourish while others falter? Why do some recognize the signs and step forward while others remain stuck? The difference often lies in perspective. Imagine standing before a locked door. To some, it's an obstacle, a dead end. To others, it's an opportunity waiting to be unlocked. The key lies in understanding the context and background of what's happening in your life. For example, have you ever noticed patterns in your struggles? Perhaps every time you try to move forward, a similar obstacle appears. It's easy to see these patterns as curses, but often they're lessons we haven't fully learned. God doesn't waste pain, and He doesn't waste time. If you find yourself facing the same challenges repeatedly, it's not because you're failing, it's because there's something vital you're being prepared for. Let me share a story with you. In one of his letters, Lewis speaks about a garden that appears overgrown and chaotic. At first glance, it seems neglected, but upon closer inspection, you realize the gardener has been carefully cultivating it, allowing the chaos to nurture growth. Isn't that how life feels sometimes? Chaotic, overwhelming, and purposeless until you step back and see the careful hand of a gardener shaping something beautiful. This brings us to one of the most profound aspects of being chosen: the promise of transformation. Transformation doesn't happen in comfort, it happens in the crucible of challenge. It's in those moments of doubt, pain, and uncertainty that God does His greatest work. The question is, can you trust the process? Can you believe that the chaos you're experiencing now is leading to a purpose greater than you can imagine? Let's talk about foreshadowing, those moments in life that hint at what's to come. Maybe you felt a strong sense of déjà vu or encountered a recurring theme in your life, an unexpected passion, a random opportunity, or even a persistent dream. These moments aren't coincidences. They're breadcrumbs guiding you toward something bigger. Think of them as whispers from God, gently nudging you to pay attention, to stay open, and to keep moving forward, even when the path isn't clear. But there's another layer to this, and it's one we don't often talk about: the red herrings. Not everything that appears as a sign is meant to guide you. Sometimes distractions come disguised as opportunities. This is where discernment becomes crucial. It's not enough to notice the signs, you have to understand them. And this understanding comes from a relationship with God, from spending time in prayer, reflection, and seeking wisdom. Here's where it all comes together. The layered conflicts of your life are not there to break you. They're there to prepare you. Every rejection, every closed door, every unexpected detour, they're all pieces of a puzzle that, when completed, will reveal a picture more beautiful than you could ever imagine. God isn't interested in just blessing you, He's interested in transforming you into someone who can carry the weight of those blessings. Remember, even the most extraordinary stories have humble beginnings. Think of David, a shepherd boy who became a king, or Esther, an orphan who saved a nation. Their paths were not straight or simple, but every twist and turn prepared them for their calling. And the same is true for you. Whatever you're going through right now is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of something extraordinary. What if everything you've endured, every heartbreak, every struggle, was leading you toward a moment that would change everything? Imagine holding a box in your hands, a mystery box. You know it holds something valuable, but you can't open it just yet. The anticipation is almost unbearable. But here's the secret: the box is already giving you hints, subtle glimpses of what's inside. You just need to pay attention to the clues. The first clue is the stirring in your heart. That quiet voice that tells you, there's more to life than this. It's not a shout, it's a whisper. Faint but persistent. You felt it in moments of stillness, when the world slows down just enough for you to sense it. And then there are the signs, moments of synchronicity, chance encounters, and unexpected opportunities. They seem random, but deep down you know they're not. They're breadcrumbs leading you to something far greater than you can imagine. But here's the twist: not everything that glimmers is gold. Sometimes the journey to your purpose is littered with red herrings, distractions that seem like the right path but ultimately lead you astray. Have you ever pursued something with all your heart, only to realize it wasn't what you thought it would be? Those moments aren't failures, they're lessons. They teach you discernment, the ability to separate what's good from what's truly great. And in learning this, you're one step closer to opening that mystery box. The conflict deepens when the path forward isn't clear. You face obstacles that seem insurmountable, challenges that make you question whether you're even on the right track. But these moments of struggle are not a sign to turn back, they're a sign to press on. C.S. Lewis once said, "The great thing, if one can, is to stop regarding all the unpleasant things as interruptions of one's own or real life." The truth is, of course, that what one calls the interruptions are precisely one's real life. What if the very things you see as interruptions, losses, delays, hardships are the critical steps leading to your purpose? Picture a seed buried deep in the soil. In darkness, it seems isolated and forgotten, but it's there, quietly growing roots. The struggle to break through the soil is what makes it strong enough to thrive in the sunlight. And just like that seed, your struggles are equipping you for the moment when everything will come to light. Let's revisit that mystery box. The longer you hold it, the more you begin to understand its significance. It's not just about what's inside, it's about the anticipation, the preparation, and the lessons you're learning while you wait. And then, when the time is right, the box opens, not with a loud bang, but with a quiet, steady revelation. The pieces of your life come together and you see the bigger picture. The big reveal is this: you were never alone in your struggles. Every tear, every prayer, every moment of doubt, they were all heard, all seen. And the answer wasn't delayed because you weren't worthy, it was delayed because you were being prepared. God doesn't just give blessings, He gives them at the perfect time, when you're ready to receive them. And when that moment comes, it's not just about the doors opening, it's about who you've become through the process. This is the beauty of transformation. The person you were when this journey began isn't the same person standing here now. You've been refined, strengthened, and shaped into someone capable of stepping into a purpose far greater than anything you could have imagined. The hardships you once saw as obstacles now stand as monuments to your perseverance and faith. The delays that once frustrated you are now evidence of God's perfect timing. In this moment, the mystery box is no longer just a box, it's a mirror. It reflects the person you've become, someone who is no longer defined by their struggles but by their growth. And as you look at that reflection, you realize something profound. The journey wasn't just about reaching your destination, it was about becoming the person who could handle it. Now, as the transformation arc reaches its climax, you stand on the threshold of something extraordinary. The doors are opening, and what lies beyond them is a life filled with purpose, fulfillment, and joy. But more importantly, it's a life where every step, every struggle, has meaning. You've been chosen, not because of your perfection, but because of your willingness to trust the process and embrace the journey. And so, as you step forward into this new chapter, remember this: you are not the same person who started this journey. You are stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The signs were there all along, guiding you, preparing you, and now, as you step through those open doors, you carry with you the lessons, the growth, and the faith that have brought you to this moment. The mystery has been revealed, and it was worth every step. You've made it this far, and that's no coincidence. Think about everything you've endured: the sleepless nights, the unanswered questions, the moments when you felt like giving up. Yet here you are, stronger, wiser, and still standing. That alone is proof of something greater at work in your life. The struggles you faced weren't meaningless, they were part of a divine plan, shaping you for this very moment. Take a deep breath and imagine the version of yourself who had no idea what was coming, the challenges, the heartbreaks, the victories. Now look at who you are today. You're not defined by your pain, you're defined by the strength it took to overcome it. And here's the most beautiful truth: the best is still ahead of you. The doors that are opening aren't just opportunities, they're invitations to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "There are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. Let that sink in." Your past doesn't hold you captive, it prepares you. Every tear you've shed, every battle you fought, has been laying the groundwork for a future filled with purpose, joy, and impact. You've been chosen not just to endure, but to thrive, to lead, and to inspire others through your story. But this isn't just about you. Think of the lives you're meant to touch, the people who are waiting for someone like you to show them that there's hope, that there's a way forward. Your journey, your growth, and your transformation are a beacon for others who are still lost in the darkness. And as you move forward, you're not only stepping into your destiny, you're lighting the way for countless others. So, what happens next? That's up to you. The doors are open, but you must walk through them. You've been prepared for this, guided to this point, and now is the time to step boldly into the life you've been called to live. Trust that every moment has led you here for a reason, and don't hesitate to take that next step. If this message has touched your heart, if it's reminded you of your purpose or inspired you to see your struggles in a new light, don't keep it to yourself. There's someone in your life who needs to hear this, someone who feels lost or forgotten, someone waiting for a sign. Share this video with them. Let it be the nudge they need to start seeing their own life through new eyes. And if you want to continue this journey with us, if you want to uncover more insights, more inspiration, and more ways to step into your purpose, then subscribe to this channel. It's not just a click, it's a commitment to growth, to hope, and to living a life of meaning. Together, we can create a ripple effect of transformation, reaching hearts and changing lives in ways we can't even imagine. Let's walk this path together, because the best is yet to come.